Hello, this is Anthony, and I'm in the process every day. I'm in the process of learning, and I want to share something with y'all today about a lesson I learned about a few years ago from a company that I was in, and I'm actually going to be stepping back into the company. And, anyways, I was in this company, and we were collecting. I was making money, and I was also collecting MS 70 American Eagles silver coins. Okay, and if you don't know, MS 70 is the perfect minted coin. There's nothing more perfect than MS 70. It hasn't been touched by bare human hands. At the mint, they put gloves on to put them in a plastic capsule. Um, they're encapsulated, so they're not touched. They're flawless. There's no scratches on them, so they're perfect MS 70s. All right, and they're silver. They're 1 ounce coins. So their value is based on, I'll tell you, their value is based on number one, their grading, what value they are, like the MS 70 or an MS 69. It depends, but MS 70 is the flawless coin. So they're graded on that, and also their value is determined by how many ounces of precious metal they are, like 1 ounce, 2 ounce. And then also, third is the rarity, okay? The rarity of how many they minted that year. Is that they don't mint the same amount every single year. So it could be a short year, and those are going to be more valuable in the long run than the year that more was minted, more coins were minted. So here's what happened. A few years back, I was making some bad choices with my money, and I was in this business, and I love this business, and I'm going back to it. But I want you to know, at that time, I was not really ready. My mindset was, I was making some bad decisions. That's why, even at 47 years old right now, I just call myself Anthony in the process, because I am in the process every day of learning. In fact, I know people older than me that are still learning every day, and you'll never stop learning. So what happened was I was making some bad decisions. I didn't have an emergency fund set up. That's mistake number one. Um, I didn't have enough savings. I wrecked my car, and I made some bad decisions, and I ended up having to I got a second car, ended up having to give it back to the company. Some things went wrong for me. So I ended up knowing that I needed to sell quite a bit of my coins that I had saved up. All right. And I won't tell you how much they're worth, because I had a few from different years, and they were all different years. So, but they were various, values. And I took them to a silver seller, a silver collector, and he wasn't really a collector. He was a seller, kind of like a. It wasn't a pawn shop, but it was probably the next worst thing. It was pretty much next to a pawn shop. It was like a pawn shop. Went in there, and the guy ended up giving me about a third of what the coin was worth. Each one, I had a bunch of them. I had about 15 of them, and he gave me about a third of what each one of them was worth. And at that time, I was really desperate. I was really needed to get myself situated and going back to my old job, and I was in a desperate situation. So if I had saved up money, and if I had an emergency fund, if I had investments, like lined up, I didn't have to be desperate. I didn't have to be, but I was at that time. So I ended up selling them. And it made me sick to my stomach because I knew at that very moment that I was really getting bent over to say. I was really losing money in this deal. I wasn't getting a good deal. And I mean, he's got to make profit on it, so can't blame him. He's a businessman. I'm the idiot that walked into his shop with a bunch of silver coins, desperate to take whatever he'll give me. That was my fault. So, what I learned from this lesson was, number one, always go where you're valued. Number two, when you want to sell something, you don't sell it to a dealer, you sell it to a collector who's going to keep it, who's going to value it, and who knows the value of it just like you. Number three, when you're in business, always have yourself an emergency fund. Always have yourself set up. A business shouldn't be your only means of income. That's why I'm learning to live now on multiple streams of income. You should have investments set up, which I do now, and you should have an emergency fund. You should have multiple streams of income, okay? Multiple streams of income, and fix your what I learned from David Allen is Robert Allen, sorry. Robert Allen is you fix your leaks, which is where your money's escaping, where you're spending too much money frivolously. You fix those and you develop more streams of income so that your money's growing and your money can make baby monies, okay? A dollar should be able to make a bunch of baby dollars. All right, but that's what I learned, is to go where you're valued and always have yourself, other streams of income. Always have yourself investments. Always have yourself an emergency fund. And I hope this helps. And y'all have a good day. Bye.